What's up, everybody? We're talking about the Super Farmer Brothers Super Show. We got none other than Steven, the major Mortal Kombat player over here, and I want to talk a little bit about the DLC because that's what I'm all about on MKX. So, recently, we got none other than Trimmer. We've been waiting for Trimmer forever. Finally, Black Dragon's got another character because they keep talking to Black Dragon and Kano has to represent all of them. And Trimmer, they actually did an awesome job with him, but we had to wait our asses off for it. Okay, so now with that being said, we're at the end of that Trimmer trailer when they showed. It's a hard thing to say. Also, when they showed Trimmer, what did they say at the end of it? What did they say? They said, "Who's next?" Exactly. All right. There's even been a leaked reveal. There's supposed to be 16 total DLC characters. All right. So Ed Boon, when you ask him on Twitter, he's even hinted like people like, "Hey, what about Baraka? What about Sindel? You know, what about that?" He's like, "Well, what's going to be the next combat pack?" He's like, "Oh, you mean quotation mark a story pack?" Because I mean, you can't take him serious. He's always trolling because when they asked him who would be in the combat pack too, he said obviously Sindel, Rain, Baraka. You know what he said for the fourth? He said meat. Who wants to use meat? Who likes meat? All right. I hate it. That's such a stupid. They did it as like a joke, and then he got into Armageddon. I mean, he's in the background of Quan Chi's fortress. Okay, that's all he should get. That's the coolest version you'll ever have meat. It's the only cool explanation you'll ever have of meat. All right, don't do anything more with meat. All right, I don't want any meat. I don't want any mocap. Keep that crap out of here. All right, you're fixing Mortal Kombat. Don't go back to that stupid crap. All right, but he's probably just trolling. All right, that's what Ed Boon does. So anyway, we're talking about who they're going to be. So for a fourth character, who are we guessing is going to be fourth? If we get Sindel, Rain, and Baraka, I'm guessing it's probably going to be another stupid. These characters are cool in their own, but I don't want a Mortal Kombat. Another stupid exclusive character. So Tom McFarlane already said that he's cool with us using Spawn. You know, that happened in Soul Calibur already. I don't think we need it, but whatever. It might happen. There could be worse characters. And then some people are saying, you know, console exclusive characters. Some people are saying, you know, Sweet Tooth for PlayStation. Like he's kind of like Ed Boon's kind of trolled around with that. Like maybe Marcus Phoenix for Xbox. I don't know, like a variation where he uses his chainsaw gun, some stupid. And for PC, I don't even know. Like maybe like a Minecraft character. I don't, dude. That's what you get. Who plays PC fighting games? I don't know. Maybe you'll get like a Zerg or something. But you know, I'm thinking maybe Serena because so many people want Serena, and she is in the story. You don't get to fight her, but she's pretty major in there, and she's been in mythologies. You know, she was in Armageddon before, so I think you could do a lot with Serena. I mean, you could have one where like you get like 3 different variations. You know, because there's like 2 other servants of Quan Chi. You got Jataka, you got Kia, and they got their own cool looks. You know, Jataka likes another black person you could put in the game, you know, the black female, because nobody likes Jackie Briggs anyway. And then maybe you could have Serena where she's got one form, you know, where she's like herself, one where she's like a demon form because she is a demon, you know, so that would work. Sindel, obviously, she's going to be in there. I mean, she's an intricate part of this story, especially in the last. For some reason, of all the people to kill all the characters, Sindel was the one who did it. That was just weird. Then you can have like a variation where she's like major on hair, one variation where she's like doing a lot of screaming. I don't know, one where she's like does a little bunch of buffs. You got Rain. Dude, why do they keep screwing over Rain? He was supposed to be in the last one. They gave a spot to Quan Chi. Like, I'm a huge Quan Chi fan. I use him in this game. But they gave his spot to Quan Chi last time. All right, he's not even an original character. He was not in there till part 4. They love Quan Chi, man. They're like, this is the best design ever after the original era. I mean, he is good, but Rain should have been in there. He wasn't even in the story last one. This one, he's in the story, but then you can't beat him. Then we got to download him twice. We got to pay for Rain twice. Quit screwing over Rain. Good Lord. And, dude, Ed is always trolling about Rain, so I think he might be in this one. But, I mean, he's already got a cool redesign. You know, you could have like a Thunder variation, maybe like a heavier water variation, a Son of Argus variation, where the hell that would be. So, yeah, definitely. Baraka. They treated him like a bitch in this game. They treated him like Reptile, where he's always losing. He barely even got to speak any lines. You know, put him in here and make him badass to make up for how low tier he was in the last game. I mean, this guy was the Deception poster boy. Like, they tried to get you to buy Deception based off of Baraka being in that game, all right? He should never be taken out. He's my brother's favorite character. Why do you keep screwing him up like that? You could have a variation where he's like all blades, one where he's zoning. I mean, he's just the ultimate for that. And then, so we're talking about after that. I think there's going to be a DLC Pack 3, all right? And this one might even be better, all right? Because look, they didn't put enough Part 4 characters in here. All right, I'm not asking for Kai or Jarek because nobody likes Kai or Jarek. We got Shinnok, we got Quan Chi, we even got Tanya, all right? But we don't have Fujin, we don't have any of the rest. So I'm thinking a comic book pack because a comic book is not only has a better story than this game and is also really good, but it would fit so nicely. It would have all these Part 4 characters and bring them in like Raiko. This dude is like, the whole comic book is centered around him. They even bring up the Raiko chords in the game in this story. All right? This guy is so badass. They made him so cool. They fleshed him out so much in the comic book. There's no reason not to put him in here. Okay, you have one variation where he's old school, where he's doing that teleport German suplex crap. You could have one where he's like Shao Kahn, like you could call it Usurper, where he even wears like Shao Kahn's helmet with that armor that he wears that looks like Shao Kahn's armor. He could be throwing hammers, doing that shoulder charge. It'd be badass. Then you could have one that's like Blood God, like in the comic. Spoiler alert. And then you got Havoc. All right, Havoc's one of the only 3D characters that people actually liked. Okay? And he's a major character in the comic. He's just badass. Everybody loves Havoc. All right? You gotta have one where he's like Chaos Realm character, one where he's using his old school moves, one where he's using the mace. It's just such an easy like character to put in there. Why would they not do it? Scarlet, she didn't get her just doing the last game. She's like a damsel in distress for half the time, where she's chained up in the background of Part 9. And then you got to use her, but she wasn't really in the story. So put her in this one. And I don't know, flesh her out, make her badass, give her some variations. Fujin. Why has he not already been in it? If he's not in the first DLC, he definitely needs to be in the second DLC. All right, and then they should make it where you unlock him, like that trolling thing that they do with the selfie fatality that Cassie does. Where they're always like, "Did anybody unlock Fujin?" Yeah, they should put him in there, and you should have to unlock him. And then he has easy variations. You got one where he's doing wind powers, one where he's using his staff, one where he's like really martial arts heavy. I think this would be like the most badass pack of them all. And then for a third pack, if they do a third pack, this one would be like either the Revenant pack or it would be like the old school pack. So you could do both at the same time. You're bringing in like Smoke, you're bringing Cabal, you're bringing back, I don't know, Nightwolf. So that'd be like a Revenant pack. And that'd be easy. You know, Cyrex using... Cyrex would be like part of the old school pack. You could bring like Cyrex, Noob Cybot, Sector. I mean, there's so many good choices right here. So any of these would work. You know, Smoke, he could have a variation where he's like, there's normal moves. Or you could have one where he's a Nimrod, like the demonic version. Or you could have like Noob Smoke, where you like I said with Serena, where you do like one variation is Noob, one variation is Smoke. You know, you could have one variation is Cyrex, one Sector. One's like Robot Smoke. I mean, there's so many different things you could do with this one. So they should do that for the third pack, just for everybody likes it. So those are my opinions. And I think they make sense because, look, you already got Cyrex's bombs, Sector's missiles, Cabal's blades, and like the that thing where you can have all those stupid variation things happening. So it just makes too much sense to have all this stuff. So those are my opinions. I want to hear what you guys think. Tell me what you think, who you predict, all that stuff. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, follow me on Twitch, bitch, because I be playing those games every night and kicking ass, and I'm just a badass at it, all right? So I'll see you soon, and we'll do a follow-up video really soon. Peace!